All right, this is part two. I'm going to try to cover a bunch of stuff here real quick, but first I want to give credit again to Ashley at Reality Sliders Mandela Affected. Um, and if you also go over to Tarot with Insight, she talked about Tarot with Insight. Tarot with Insight did a reading on this person, which I thought was particularly interesting reading. And she also mentioned Deception Bites, BYTES, and oh my goodness, Deception Bites is a channel you gotta go look at. Um, Now, she covers this dude in depth and some of the claims he's making. Um, okay, now what Ashley had said was that God and My Rights, which was inscripted in French on the Downing Street logo, which I believe is that their Parliament House is his Parliament, is gone. Um, I'm not British, so I'm not sure. The same crest was taken from the gates of Buckingham Palace, she said. And there was kind of an excuse, like a truck had knocked it off, a lorry. And she was wondering if there had been something about the U.S., and there was. The Great Seal of the United States has been missing in several conferences with the president, where instead of the Great Seal being on his podium, it just says the White House, and he's not flanked by two flags, just the U.S. flag on his right, and no presidential flag with the Great Seal on his left. So just something to think about. I hope you can hear this. And anyway, so it seems as though people have been stepping out of the way. This guy has claimed to have sent proof of his lineage, and I think he can prove it. He calls himself King John III. He says he is the king of the United Kingdom. He says that he has been recognized as Christ, and that the Pope has stepped down as the Vicar of Christ because King John has that title. His name is Joseph Gregory Hallett, King John III. He says he's descended from Walter Raleigh. Royal lineage, I think he's going to prove it. I think he has, actually. He has already apparently given everyone notice. And if you've noticed, the Queen has apparently said, because of a certain kind of, affliction that everybody is supposedly having, that she is probably not going to be coming out in public anymore. In other words, just not going to be doing anything. And we all know about, other things going on in the royal family. The Queen can't apparently argue with what he's claiming, and she can't publicly deny it, so she's gone into hiding, he claims. The Queen announced, like I said, she may never return in the public for fear of the coronation thingy, the coronation thingy, the crown thingy, because someone's having a coronation and is about to be crowned, I think, and I brought this up once before. Prince Harry and Princess Markle, I believe, have denounced their royalty and stepped aside. I think they're living here in the United States now. Prince Andrew, of course, has sort of been embarrassing the royal family with his links to who, and that no one knows if he's dead or alive, but everybody wonders how he was killed. Anyway, with his links, Prince Andrew's links to, the small ones among us who need to be protecting. And apparently, he further claims that Trump is in charge of Britain right now in some way, shape, or form, I guess. He alludes to that or something, and it has something to do with the president taking over the Federal Reserve or pulling it into the Treasury. I don't know. He says Trump is the head of the Treasury now. He claims that he has achieved that, taking control from the Vatican of the money. That's what he said he did. And he says he's certified with the title of Christ by the Pope. Think about that. Who named him, now this is what Ashley said, and I thought about this for a minute, who named him on Easter Friday. Well, the Pope should know that Easter isn't on Friday. That was the crucifixion of Christ. So if this is actually something that happened on, Good Friday, that's, I would say, pretty significant. He claimed to own everything, the Vatican does. He claims to be the Vicar of Christ. He claims to be the owner of the world. Like I said, you can probably prove it. He claims to be the owner of the world. He said the Queen is a heroin addict. So, the emblems are gone from the palace in Downing Street, like I said before, and he's actually called himself the Messiah. He has a logo, and it appears to be, and he refers to it as 777, but it appears to be the Hebrew equivalent of 666, which is part of a logo with his name in it. Sort of like the number of his name, 666 or something. Anyway, so this is just something that I wanted to make you aware of. People are getting out of this dude's way, and it's a coronation, a crown, right? There's way more to this than anybody knows. And I plugged someone here without even saying it. I appreciate it. All the work you've done in the past, Pete.